Hi all and welcome back to another video. Today I have to make a card for my daughter's birthday. She's turning 12, so I thought I would make her a little cute card. Also today I'm doing things a little bit different. My house was really noisy, so I'm just doing a voiceover for this video. I may have to do more of these videos in the future when school holidays pop up, but we'll see how we go. Okay. But yeah, I've got this cute little stamp set and it comes with coordinating dies. As always, everything that I'm using in this video will be linked in the description below. So first I'm going to start off with stamping. I've got a lot of things to stamp. So I'm going to try something new. I'm gonna try and emboss. Well, we'll see how this goes. So this is my card panel. Um, it's actually the card face. I've actually cut two. This is the white one, and I'm gonna put these sprinkles and emboss them in Wow Sparkle Gold. So I'm just priming my stamp a little bit here. Okay, so I want this to cover the whole of the card face. So I'm going to stamp um, in the corner to start off with, and then gradually move up and then go on to the other side. I'm just going to put some static powder on my paper. That just gets rid of those fingerprints, the oily fingerprints that can also have your embossing powder stick to. So hopefully it's just going to stick to my embossing ink. Now I'm using Crafter's Choice Embossing Ink. So now I'm just going to ink up my pad a little bit and then get stamping. All right, and last one. It looks like it's coming out quite good. I can see the individual sprinkles on there, so I'm quite happy with the impression. I'm just hoping it doesn't dry too quickly because it did take me a little while. Now I'm just going to sprinkle the Wow embossing powder. Pretty sure this is sparkle gold. And now we're just going to shake it off. and lots of that stuck really, really well. I'm quite impressed with that. Tappy, tappy, tappy. Now, I'm just going to put a little bit more embossing powder on. See if I can get a really good coverage. Some of the embossing powder was just falling off. So I think a little bit of it was a little bit too dry. Maybe I took too long to press. Or maybe my embossing ink is not the best. I'm actually thinking about getting a new brand. Now I'm just going to get rid of the little specks on the card that I don't want. Just using a little flat paintbrush. Now I'll quickly just put all the excess embossing powder back in. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'll just quickly clean my counter and my mat, get rid of all the glitter, and then we'll come back and heat treat the embossing powder. Now I'll just move this gradually all over my project. Trying not to keep the heat in the same place for too long. And I'm just going to do the back as well, just to help with the paper curling after it's being heated. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. My first embossing attempt. Okay, so I'll just quickly tidy up my workspace and then we'll get on to stamping our sentiments and our little birthday cake. So I know I definitely want to use the cake, and I'm tossing up between Make a Wish and Happy Birthday to You. I do like both of them, so I might just stamp them. You can never have too many. You can always use the one that you don't use now for next time. Now I'm just sussing out placement, what I think I might want on the front of the card. And then I also remember that there is a happy birthday die cut that I can actually cut out for the front of the card as well. So I actually decide to use the happy birthday to you as a sentiment inside the card. I'm going to use this Make a Wish for the front of the card as like a semi sentiment. I also adjust the positioning of the Make-A-Wish because I remembered the cake has a die cut. So I actually just move it down just a little bit and then we stamp. So I stamp it in Memento Tuxedo Black because I am actually going to use alcohol markers to color in the cake. So Memento Tuxedo Black won't actually smudge with the alcohol marker coloring in. So that made a really good impression. I'm just gonna ink it one more time just to make sure that they're fully inked. And then we're gonna set that aside and let it dry. Now I've just got my card base here. I'm just gonna stamp the happy birthday to you in the middle. Just the same with Memento Tuxedo Black as well. And that looks great. I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to set this to the side and let that dry as well. Okay, so after just a little bit of a cleanup, I'm just going to start getting my die cuts ready. I'm just going to cut the Make-A-Wish sentiment off the paper so it doesn't have to go through the die cut machine. I'm just going to get this cake lined up and then tape it into place. And then I'm also going to use the happy birthday die as well. I'm going to make one out of gold. That's going to be the top layer. And then I'm going to make two bottom layers just to give it some volume. So we'll just tape the cake into place because I really don't want it to move. And then we'll run it through the die cut machine. Okay, so that cut beautifully. I'm really happy with that happy birthday. And this die cut actually has the eye tittle, I think it's called, the dot of the eye anyway, attached to the rest of the word. So you don't have to worry about losing it. I always lose them all the time. And the cake cut out absolutely gorgeous. It's great. All right, so I'll just quickly cut a couple of more happy birthdays in white so we can layer the happy birthday up. So I just quickly trimmed the Make-A-Wish. Now I'm just going to start coloring in our little cake. So these markers are from Kmart. They are Anko brand. I haven't had any dramas with them. They work really well. There's a range of colors and they're really cheap. So I'll put the color numbers that I'm using down in the description because you can't really see them on the screen. I might just pop them on the screen too. So while I color, I might just pop a little music on. Okay, so I just gathered all our elements together for this card and we're going to start gluing our sentiment layers together. Now, I was trying to work out some placement. Um, I thought I really wanted the Make-A-Wish at the top, but I end up changing my mind completely, and going with Happy Birthday at the top. And I actually fussy cut the Make-A-Wish a little bit more, so it's got less of a border around it, and I think it looks more subtle and elegant as a sub-sentiment underneath the cake. So now that I've got the alignment of the card, where I want everything, I'm just going to add some foam squares to the back of the cake just to pop it up because I want it higher than the Make-A-Wish sub-sentiment that's going to sit underneath it. And I'm just going to leave a little gap for where that eye actually sits underneath the cake, so I can slide it underneath because I actually want it fairly close and I'm actually going to cut that eye tittle off to get it under the cake. And lining it up as best I can. Hopefully that's center and committing. And I'm just going to slide that Make-A-Wish underneath the cake. So you can still say that, like, see that it says Make-A-Wish, but you just can't see the top of the eye there. Now I'm just going to glue my happy birthday into place. Okay, so my card face is done. I'm actually going to grab my base and we're going to put a shadow layer. I'm just going to glue some gold cardstock on to create another border. So it's going to have that white border and the gold border, and then you're going to have my front panel. Now I'm going to pop the front panel up to give the card a little bit more dimension. Unfortunately, a lot of my embossing powder came off when I was putting the foam tape on the back of the card. I really don't think my embossing ink pad was very wet or good because the embossing powder did come off as I was putting the foam strips on the back of the face. Now I'll just take all the foam strip backings off and then we will place it on the card. Lining it up really well, looking at all those margins, and that looks pretty good. And that's the finished card project. I'm really happy with this, how this card turned out. For my first embossing experiment, it went okay, but you can see right down the bottom, a lot of the gold sparkle is gone. But yeah, it still sparkles, it still shines, and it's really cute.